Today I rented a car and I'm gonna drive around and see what there is to do. I'm gonna hopefully see a few castles, some old villages and cities. There's supposed to be an interesting mine over here, so I'm gonna go there and head out. I got all my gear. Hope I'm ready. Some food and drinks. So let's get starting. So I'm here in the road, and I got myself a scooter. It's actually very easy to use, the application. You just scan the QR code, which is there, and you jump on and you just go. And because I really don't like buses, and this isn't just, it's just also just fun. It's really fun to just go along the road. It's nice when it's hot. It's also nice to have the wind and stuff in your face. So I have to go to the airport, get the car, and I will see you there. So after an hour almost of the electric scooter, which unfortunately I cannot really film because you have to really have two hands on the steering wheel, because you're gonna really fall if you don't. So I took some shots with my mouth, actually, just putting it in my mouth. But it's not really recommended to not use your hands. Yeah, so that's why I could not really film this. So I'm walking, and on the map it looked like it was not going to be so far, the last part, because the scooter doesn't go this far. But then when I calculated, with Google Maps, it says that I still have like 40 minutes to walk. So yeah, that's that. So I'm now walking for 40 minutes to the airport. So that's basically, again, the Dutch problem, because in the Netherlands, if you look on the map, and it looks nearby, it actually is nearby. But I made this mistake before in the United States. And yeah, now again, it looks nearby, but it actually is not so very nearby. But I'm young, so I can walk for 40 minutes, it's okay. Don't have a heavy luggage, so see you in 40 minutes. So after finally walking for like 20 minutes, finding the rental place, it took a while for the paperwork to be done, credit card clearance. They wanted to charge me 960 euros of deposit for 1 day, which is insane. So in the end they put it down to 240 because I thought it was ridiculous. So yeah, I got now a Renault, French. So let's see how this is gonna go. I'm gonna go to the salt mine in Turda. It's supposed to be a very nice and beautiful place, very interesting, so let's have a look. And I'm gonna drive for the first time in the Romanian roads, so let's see how that works out. So the interesting thing about the Romanian roads is that they don't have an elaborated highway system like in the United States or Germany, but they're mostly connected through the towns and villages. So on those kinds of roads you could actually drive 100 or 130 kilometers an hour, but in the villages like these,
you can actually just drive 60 or 70 kilometers an hour, which is very unusual for a Western European point of view, because mostly we could just drive 30 or maybe 50 kilometers an hour. So even in the dark, you have to pay a lot of attention to the people walking past the road, biking, etc. So it's a very interesting experience.
So I finally arrived here at the salt mine. This is the car that I have. It's pretty decent, it's a good car. Drives fine. As you can see, there is no shade around here. And it goes all the way back there. People that were parking at the street, and there was already somebody giving fines, so they really checked this. So I hope that this giant bus over here later on the day is probably gonna give me some shade, because it already comes a little bit over here. So I hope by the time that I'm getting out that there is enough shade that covers most of my car, at least, so that I will not be scorching hot when I enter again. I took a coat because it's anyway on mine, even though it's very hot now. In a mine it's going to be cooler, of course, so just to be sure I just took a coat anyway, because you better be sure. So let's go and see how it is. It looks pretty busy, but it's really apparently a very popular place to go, so let's see.
So Salina Turda is a very popular tourist destination, also for the locals, so I really recommend going on time because there will definitely be a line. This was recorded during the corona pandemic and you can already see a lot of people. Downstairs were also a lot of people, so imagine how it will be after the pandemic. But it's really a good idea for a hot summer day because it's nice and cool downstairs, so don't forget your jacket. It's for all ages alike, for kids, older people, families, travelers. Definitely a very unique experience, so I can really recommend going here.
So right now I'm inside this salt mine, and it's absolutely massive. This is just the first one of the exits that you can go into, the first of the tunnels apparently. And we're walking on these wooden beams. You can see there is room in between, and this is just how far from the ground we are. There's like a Ferris wheel inside, you can play games in here. It's absolutely massive. And look at the texture of the wall and everything. See all those formations and those salt lines, etc. And over there it looks like a weird Nutella kind of. Like a duo panotti, we have this in the Netherlands. And it is just absolutely huge. Finally got down after a very long walk, but you can see up here all the salt, everything, and we came out from up there all the way there, down the stairs, which was pretty dangerous, and they have a giant Ferris wheel here inside, which is just insane. And there we have all kinds of games you can play, mostly the kids of course, billiard. We have behind there is ping pong, playground for the kids. Over there, well, we have the other stairs. But you can see all the lines, basically, you know, all the salt lines like this, like how it has been formed by back then. So this salt mine is from the Roman time. So this is a very, very old mine. It has been used for centuries, literally since Roman times, so probably 2000 or more 2000 years. So 2 centuries basically, and it's absolutely crazy. They renovated this and opened this apparently in 1992 for the public, and they pumped millions and millions into this place for make a touristic location. So it looks absolutely great. So here we can buy salt from the mine actually for your food. You can actually take salt from here and use it. All kinds of different flavors. This one is this is mint, lavender. This is, I'm guessing it's chamomile or something. Yeah, there's some buckets. Yeah, you can buy books and other books. maps and souvenirs, mugs, pepper and salt, which is ironic because there's no pepper here. Yeah, little things here and there, knickknacks, pens and things. Everything around salt, and there's also like a bath here, and you spa because of course salt is very good for the body. So there's a spa nearby here, not exactly here, but nearby. So if you want to relax, you can also go here. If you thought that this was already very low, you can even go lower. And you can row a boat, which I'm gonna do too. So I'm here down at the Salt Lake, as you can see, in a boat. How cool is this? Who can say that they rowed a boat in a mine, in a lake? I mean, I don't think it's something you do every day. So yeah, let's just have a look around. Isn't it amazing? I mean, they built this place apparently in the last decade or something. They opened this in 1992, as I said. And it's just amazing what they made out of it. And you get this little nice boat with those 2 oars. And yeah, it's quite easy. And so there were this lovely couple, actually there they go. This lovely couple over there. I actually missed 10 lei because I needed 30 lei, which is the currency here, to get the boat. And I didn't know this beforehand, of course, so I could not pin. They don't take a card, so if you go here, get cash. It's not so much because 10 lei, I think it comes down to maybe 2 euros or something. I think so, because 5 was like 1, so something like that. So, but some lady from the line basically just stepped in and like, hey, here you have 10, and apparently she's from Israel, so you know that's kindness of strangers, you know, because or else I could not have done this. So it's an awesome place again. If you are in the neighborhood in well, Bucharest, it's also possible that from Bucharest it's a bit farther away, but this was like a 45-minute drive. It's absolutely breathtaking. So I finally got out of the lower part. I need to wait for the elevator because the stairs going up was a bit too much. Because I still need to do a lot of other things today, and I don't want to be exhausted because it's low under the ground. It takes a lot of effort. I took the first stairs, but the second one was too much. So now I'm walking again through these tunnels, and not really knowing where this is going, but apparently to the old entrance. So let's see where it takes us. So here we have a lot of souvenirs. All kinds of souvenirs, toys and little glass works and handcraft things, maybe not, but you know, like leather works and pots. Of course, salt. Clothes and mugs. A lot of woodwork. Personally, I'm always looking for postcards and for a magnet. I always send a postcard to my dad, so I'm gonna look for one now here, and also a magnet. So here we have some magnets. Let's see what we have over here. So I'm back at the car again, and my trick didn't work because the bus left. So it was in the full sun for a long time. So that means car on, airco on, door shut, and wait for a few seconds. But anyway, I got my souvenir, got my magnet. So I will either take it with me or maybe send it back home. I don't know. But I always try to take a magnet from every place I go. And then next to that I always try, at least from every city where I am or every place, to send a postcard to my father, which is back in the Netherlands. So let's start up the car and go to our next destination.
Per 31 km continua dritto.
So right now I'm in Sigorsiasia, I think I said it right, or not. And it's night at the moment, and there's a festival. I don't know for what this festival is, but it's nice, and there's no corona apparently, because nobody has masks or anything. This is the first big thing I have been to since a year probably.
So Sigorsiasia is really an amazing town. It really gives you those medieval vibes. They have walls and towers and castles and churches. It's a mix of architecture between Transylvania, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and right now it really has turned into this modern, student, hip place with nice cafes and bars you can hang out in. So I would really recommend putting this on your list when you go to Transylvania.
So I'm back in the car again after walking around the center. Basically, it's really a great place. The vibe is just amazing. It's just there happens to be a festival, the first food festival. I heard at some point the guys at the stage, they were talking, and I heard, because it's similar to other Latin languages, that they basically said that it was the first food truck festival. So I was lucky to be there. But the vibe is really like a normal Western European place, you know, student place with chill hangouts. Everybody's very chill, the vibe is great, and everybody's relaxed and happy, and there's no annoying drunk people, because many times you have this at the festivals. I could not find annoying drunk people yet, and it's kind of late. So yeah, overall it was a great experience. So now I have to go back, which is a 2-hour drive, and it's already this late. So I'm gonna try to stay awake. I don't know how the roads are in the dark. This is the first time for me in the dark in Romania, Transylvania. So let's see if I hit the vampire or not. Who knows? Okay, so as I said in the video, I collect magnets everywhere I go. Like this one is from Balkan, and this one is from Salina Turda, and this one is from Sigiswarza. It's some kind of copper version. And I always send a postcard back home. This one I sent from Balkan, and I also always send it to my dad. And here is my dad to read it. So he's gonna read what I wrote.
No.
So take a seat.
Hello. Hey.
So he's the.
Yeah.
So he's gonna
Whoa.
read the communications.
Okay, that was a beautiful card. All right. Oh, hang on, my glasses. Here they are. Right. Okay. Here goes. Hi, Dad. This city is quite modern, full of students. Something like Utrecht. It is spacious and green. The atmosphere is relaxed. There is an obvious mix between Hungarians, Germans, and Romanians. The region itself is interesting and beautiful. Lots of medieval towns. Their homes even look like Dracula's home.
Yeah.
We'll miss you and see you soon. Jason.
Yeah. So after seeing the video, what was the most surprising part of those cities and locations?
I think the most surprising thing I saw was the very deep cave.
Yeah, that was the salt mine.
The salt mine was very impressive, unbelievable. And it's unbelievable to see how they've also gotten on with their lives after the war.
Yeah, it's quite modern, more modern than you would think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because during the communist period, we just saw nothing but doom and gloom and grey, and that was about it. We didn't. After that, we hardly got any information about the countries or the cities or the people.
Yeah. So like this, you can see that they are just like us, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
You have any final wisdom for the viewers?
Yeah. Well, when you're young, travel as much as you can, if it's possible. Travel, travel, even if it's on the shoestring. That means you're traveling very cheap, and most of those countries are usually very cheap. So travel as much as you can, and visit as many places as you can as well.
Yeah, well, I think that's nicely said. So with that, we can finish this episode, and we will see you next time, hopefully. So have a good day and see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.